What's up guys, you're watching TCG Fish. A bit of a different video for you guys today. No deck technology, no help for the tournaments. So as you all know, last week was Nationals. And Nationals not only is a big tournament, but it attracts a lot of players. People have a lot of cards. And you can do some buying and trading. So this deal was actually something I organized beforehand, and we just agreed to meet up and do it at Nationals. So it was a fairly substantial trade. Sorry, I'm not like Rudy level of thousands of dollars at once, but still a pretty big deal. We just got a few dual lands here. So 2 Underground Seas, 1 Tundra, 1 Bayou, 1 Scrubland, and 3 Volcanic Islands. Now, you probably can't tell on my shitty phone, so of course I'm sure like the resolution's good enough that you can see these black borders, but they are not beta, they are revised with Sharpie around the edges. So it's not like a complete mess, but you can tell by the texture of the ink and also by just the linearity of the edges are not perfectly straight. You don't need any special equipment to tell that these are obviously not beta. But if you don't care about that, if you're just going to sleeve them up and play them, then that's great, because they're cheaper than mint condition ones, and you look like a pimp if nobody pays much attention. But these days, if you don't pay much attention when you're spending money on these, you can often get pretty wrecked. Everybody knows that these cards are worth money now. People are trying to copy the printing process every day, and it seems like they're getting closer and closer and closer. So before I agreed to do this deal, I wanted to inspect these for authenticity. So we need some tools for that. So in Singapore I didn't have any of this. I had to buy it all leading up to when I met up to have a look. So I met him at like a Starbucks and then a few weeks before, so this was all sorted before Nationals. So what I have is 2 lights and a magnifier. So the magnifier is 10 times. I bought this from a watch repair shop in Kallang. If you're from Singapore, I'll put the link in the description, so if you're interested you can go get your own. The guys told me that it was 10 times magnification, and I haven't been able to test that, but I don't know why they would lie to me about it, and it seems about right. If you were going to buy a magnifier for this purpose, you could get an even stronger one. 10 times lets you see all the details that you need to, but it strains your eyes a bit. So if you could get like a slightly stronger one, like 15 or 20, that might be even better. So the purpose of the magnifier is to just look at the rosette patterns of the printing ink, so that you can find a bunch of videos on this with higher quality scans and things so you can compare. But if you look closely at the way MTG cards are printed, the way that ink is put on the card is a very distinctive like rosette flower pattern, and the fake cards tend to not emulate that so well. So the other piece of technology here is a UV light, a black light. I don't know if this shows up well on the video, but yep, just a UV light. And this is just a RIP VR users. I guess this is just a torch. Oh, where's the battery? There you go. So just 2 lights. So these are from FSTOP Lights, which is a shop in Coburn that just specializes in torches for some reason. So when I got there, I asked the guy, "Hey, have you got any have you got any black lights?" And he says, "Oh, UV lights, yep, no problem." And he pulls out this like 500 gigawatt carbon fiber lightsaber thing. So after I explained that no, I'm not trying to find jizz stains on the moon, he found this little dinky keyring thing. But this is really all you need. The magic cards fluoresce under the black light, and a lot of the fakes don't. And the purpose of the normal light, this is just like a little LED torch, is you can shine it through the surface of the card, and the fake cards are printed on different stock, so or they're rebagged, so either way the thickness is different and therefore the light intensity comes up different. So we have 8 jewel lands here. Were there any problems? So after I bought all this stuff, and this altogether is not that cheap. I mean, compared to the value of some of these jewel lands, if you're only going to buy one jewel land, it would definitely feel like you'd lost a bit of your value there. But so just to continue talking about the verification technique, a good tip is to have some other jewel lands that are good. So these are from a long time ago. Bought them off like trusted friends, as opposed to these Sharpie lands, which I haven't met this guy before. So he seemed like a cool dude, but you never can tell. Yeah, so make sure it's a good idea to practice a bit first, seeing what the real cards look like when you're inspecting them with these tools, so you can have an idea. And of course, when you're doing a deal, you can always bring these ones with you to compare them. Not a problem there. So under the magnifier and the black light, everything came up fine. So the real savior of the day was the torch. So one of the underground seas that he pulled out looked very, very strange under the torch. The intensity of the light coming through, and also the color, it was almost like very blue. So I'm not sure exactly why that would happen, whether it was a reback. So the thing that sort of messed me up with that, because my initial suspicion was that it was a reback, but I'm not sure that they ever printed rebacks that have white borders. Like the collector's edition jewel lands all have black borders. So then why would he Sharpie over it? It just didn't really make much sense to me. But the fact that it was so different to the every other one made me suspicious enough not to buy it. So if we're going to be very charitable, the other thing is that particular underground sea, of course I didn't buy it, so it's neither of these ones, was very damaged. So it's possible that there was some kind of like water damage that affected the integrity of the card to the point that the light test was messed up. But it was enough for me to decide not to buy it. So in that sense, all my little toys here could have potentially saved me a few $100s, that's for sure. So if you want to get into Legacy, if you want to buy some of these big purchases, ask if you can borrow from a friend just to have a look at what real cards look like, know the patterns and the qualities that you need to look out for. Spend a few dollars on these tools to help you, because the fakes are getting better and better. They seem to be becoming a bit more pervasive as well. It's definitely worth the time and the money to just double check everything a little bit more closely. So yeah, hopefully now that we have these, I already had a few volcanics, but especially these ones, we can bring death rights to the Legacy tournaments, and hopefully our win rate will go up a little bit. At least in the meantime, while it's still legal. I don't think it's going to be bad anytime soon, but some people are saying different things, and I guess we'll see what happens. So yeah, before I get any more rambling, we'll just end the video here. You know, always be looking out for your own interests, and happy trading. This is TCG Fish signing out.